Welcome to week number 6 of Turn Up, Bear Down. This is Scott Blakely, your host. Last week, the Chiefs were able to beat the Vikings 27-20, and the Bears actually won a game and they beat the Washington Commanders. So this week, the Chiefs have already played. They beat the Broncos in the Thursday night game, 19-8. The defense looked really, really good and was able to beat the Broncos, a team that's been struggling, except for the win they had against the Bears this year. And then the Bears finally had a breakthrough, had a really good game, beat the Commanders 40-20 on the Thursday night game, the previous Thursday night game. And so let's get to this week. This week, the Bears take on their NFC North rival, the Minnesota Vikings. And so the path to victory for the Vikings is going to be for their defense to stop big gains because, as we saw last week with the Bears, if DJ Moore is able to get open or big plays occur, the Bears tend to have a much better chance of scoring on offense and play really well. The Vikings are now without Justin Jefferson for about 4 games, and so they look to Addison, their rookie, to step up and to make the catches that usually would go to Jefferson. And hopefully he will have a big game for the Vikings in order for them to be successful. And then will the Vikings running game step up? Because the running the game really needs to get going so that Kirk Cousins can use play action that can hit these open receivers. So those are 3 big paths to victory for the Vikings in this game. The Bears, however, look to throw the ball downfield. If Justin Fields can continue to do that, it really does make the offense work in the way that it should. And they are much better running. However, their starting 3 running backs, their top 3 running backs, are all injured. Khalil Herbert injured his ankle and is on IR for at least 4 games. Rashawn Johnson had a concussion. And Travis Homer also has an injury. So they'll look to Deontay Foreman, who was signed in the offseason, and as well as Darrington Evans, who was previously with the Bears but was signed off the Miami Dolphins practice squad this week. Quarterback pressures on D. They need to get to Kirk Cousins, if at all possible. It worked really well for the Chiefs last week, so the Bears will need to do that. And like I said, the running back room has been quite depleted, so they need these new running backs to step up, Foreman and Evans, in order to do some things in the running game. I would assume Justin Fields will be getting more carries as well, so that the running game will be established to help Fields in the pass game. Let's look at some players. So obviously for the Vikings, we look at Kirk Cousins. He's a great guy, good quarterback. Can he get it done? He's had some great stats this year, but yet his team is 1-4. Then for the Vikings, rookie Jordan Addison, their wide receiver, will he be able to step up and do the things that usually Justin Jefferson does? Lastly, for the Vikings, Harrison Smith, a safety. Will he be able to really anchor that defense against the Bears, a team that scored 40 last week and 28 the previous week? So the Bears offense really has been doing well, especially against depleted or pretty bad defenses. For the Bears, Justin Fields, can he continue to roll a little bit? He's got 8 touchdowns and 1 interception in the last 2 games. He has 11 and 5 on the year, which is actually up there with most of these good quarterbacks, almost equal to Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes. What's the running back room looking like for the Bears? Will Foreman and Evans be able to do the job and to be able to hit the holes? Hopefully, Tevin Jenkins will play the entire game and the line will block well. There were huge holes in the previous game against the Commanders because of what those guys were able to do. And DJ Moore coming off the best game of his life, the best Bears performance by a wide receiver ever. 8 catches, 230 plus yards, and 3 touchdowns. Can he continue to be an explosive player, gain chunk plays, and really anchor this offense? So there's your impact players. Let's talk about some specific predictions. Will Fields have a rushing touchdown? I'm going to say yes. Will Kirk Cousins have 2.5 touchdowns over under? I'm going to say he has 2, so I'll take the under. The over-under for the game is 61.5. Both teams' defense have been giving up a lot of points this year. I'm going to take the under on that. That's a lot of points. Will DJ Moore have at least 85 yards? I'm going to say he will. He needs to for the Bears to succeed. And will the Bears get 2.5 sacks? They had only 2 going into the Commanders game, but were able to get 5 that night. I'm going to say the Bears get 2 sacks in this game. There will be no stumper for this week. And so, all that being said, my prediction is the Bears are going to win 24-21. I said I wouldn't pick the Bears to win ever again until they actually won a game, and they were able to win a game. And I'm feeling good. I feel like Kirk Cousins not being in the game is a very good thing for the Bears. They have a little momentum going. It is a home game. It is a rival. And so it's time for the Bears to rise up and beat the Vikings. That's going to do it for this edition of Turn Up, Bear Down. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next week.